Ladies and gentlemen, in life, storms will come, winds will blow, and the rain will pour. But your ability to stand strong, that's your resilience. And make no mistake, resilience isn't about avoiding tough times. It's about how you respond, how you adapt, and how you rise again stronger, wiser, and sharper. Let's talk today about the 7 essential steps to build a resilient mindset. A mindset that bends but never breaks. Your mindset begins the moment you own your life. Not just the wins, own the losses, own the setbacks, own the late starts, the wrong turns, and even the missed chances. You can't change the story if you don't hold the pen. Take full control. That's step 1. Your mind is a garden. What are you planting? Watch what you read, listen to, and talk about. You can't grow strength from weak input. Read, study, and surround yourself with thoughts that build you, not break you. Resilience doesn't mean you don't feel pain. It means you don't live in it. Feel it, learn from it, and move forward. The key is not to let emotions control decisions. You must become the calm in the chaos. Without a direction, any setback will feel like the end. But with goals, clear goals, you'll always have something pulling you forward. Resilient people aren't just tough. They're focused. They have a reason to get up, even after being knocked down. Every experience, good or bad, holds a lesson. Take time to reflect, not just on what happened, but why it happened and what you can learn from it. The past is a teacher, not a prison. You become like the people you spend time with. Surround yourself with those who challenge you, encourage you, and don't let you quit. A resilient mindset grows stronger when it's not alone. Resilience is built through action, not motivation. Some days you'll feel like giving up. On those days, do something, even something small. Action fuels confidence, and confidence fuels resilience. Discipline is the secret path most people overlook. It's not flashy, it doesn't shout, but it works. It's the quiet force behind every strong mind, every tough soul, every person who's been knocked down and stood back up with fire in their eyes. You see, you don't wake up one day and have a resilient mindset. That's earned. And the currency you pay with is discipline. Discipline to wake up when you don't feel like it. Discipline to push through when your emotions scream quit. Discipline to say no to things that feel good now but steal strength from your future. When you start to practice discipline, something incredible happens. You stop being tossed around by life. You stop reacting to every little thing. You become anchored, steady, and in a world full of chaos, that steadiness, that's power. Discipline turns your intentions into action. It turns promises into habits. It turns weak days into strong foundations. Without it, even the best mindset crumbles when pressure comes. With it, even the weakest starting point becomes a platform for greatness. So if you're wondering how to become mentally tough, how to build that unshakable core, the answer isn't motivation or inspiration. It's the daily practice of doing what needs to be done, especially when you don't want to. That's discipline, and that's the bridge. Walk it. Life doesn't get easier, you get better. That's the truth most people don't want to hear. But if you're looking for growth, for strength, for resilience, you won't find it by hoping the storms stop. You'll find it by learning how to stand taller in the rain. When you wish things were easier, you're handing your power away. You're saying, I can only win if the world softens. But the world doesn't soften. The world sharpens. It tests you. It pushes back, and that's not a punishment. It's preparation. So shift the wind. Don't ask for smaller problems. Build bigger shoulders. Don't hope the challenge shrinks. Grow your capacity. Because when you grow, the same challenge that once crushed you becomes the warm-up round. What used to break you becomes the reason you rise. And once you've made the decision to grow stronger, don't just sit with the thought. Go work on it. Study. Train your mind. Discipline your habits. Strengthen your emotions. Feed your soul. Every day you put in the work, you move one step closer to becoming the person who can handle anything. You don't need easy. You need strong. And strong is built, not given. So take that wish, turn it into action, and watch yourself transform. When adversity shows up, and it will, it doesn't come to see how smart you are or how lucky you've been. It comes to test your attitude, because that, more than anything else, decides how far you'll go. See, everybody faces hard times. That's not unique. What sets people apart isn't the size of the storm, it's how they carry themselves through it. Some complain, some blame, some fold, but the ones who rise, the ones who soar, they choose their attitude. They decide that no matter how rough it gets, they won't let it shrink their spirit. A strong attitude doesn't deny the difficulty. It just refuses to be defeated by it. It says, yes, this is tough, but I'm tough. And that mindset lifts you. It lifts your actions, your thinking, your energy. It puts you in motion when others stand still. And motion, even small steps, always beats staying stuck. Think of it like this. Adversity is the wind. Your attitude is the wind. With the wrong attitude, the wind knocks you down. With the right one, it lifts you higher. Same wind, different flight path. So guard your attitude, shape it, strengthen, because when the world gets heavy, your altitude, the level you rise to, will always be set by what's happening inside, not outside. Success doesn't happen by accident, and neither does resilience. There's a pattern to it, a rhythm, a way of thinking, speaking, and showing up, day after day, year after year. The good news, you don't have to guess. You just have to pay attention. If you want to be resilient, don't study the ones who quit. Don't take notes from the ones who fold under pressure. Study the strong. Watch how they handle setbacks. Watch how they speak when things go wrong. Watch how they keep showing up when most people would walk away. There are lessons in their movements, clues in their routines. You'll notice something: they don't avoid the struggle. They embrace. They don't break down at every challenge. They break through. Not because they're lucky, not because they're different, but because they've developed the habits, the mindset, and the internal toughness that resilience requires. The beauty is, those clues are everywhere. In books, in conversations, in people you pass by every day. You just have to slow down and watch. Ask questions. Take notes. Apply what you learn. The strong weren't born that way. They were built. And if they can build it, so can you. Success and resilience are both teachable, if you're willing to observe, absorb, and then act. Don't just admire the strong. Learn from them. Then use what you learn to become one of them. Life will throw things at you that you didn't plan for, didn't want, and didn't see coming. That's the wind. It changes direction without warning. It blows hard when you least expect it. And no matter how much you prepare, you can't control it. You can't stop the storm. But here's the good news. You don't have to. Because while you can't control the wind, you can always adjust your sails. That's your mindset. That's your attitude. That's your decisions. That's the part of the journey that's completely in your hand. When things shift, when life turns left instead of right, you have two choices. Complain about the wind, or shift your direction. The wise do the second. They adapt. They pivot. They adjust their thinking, their strategy, and by doing that, they keep moving forward, even if it's not the original path they had in mind. The truth is, life isn't about waiting for perfect conditions. It's about learning how to sail in unpredictable ones. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't panic when the wind changes, but calmly adjusts, refocuses, and keeps heading toward the goal. And here's the beautiful part. Every time you adjust your sails, you become more skilled, more grounded, more confident. You start to realize that it's not the wind that determines your journey. It's how you respond to it. So don't waste energy cursing the wind. Use that energy to move forward, to rise higher, to grow stronger. Because the journey isn't about control, it's about character. Most people treat failure like a wall. Something that stops them, embarrasses them, defines them. But that's the wrong view. Failure isn't a wall, it's a doorway. It's not the end of the road, it's a sign that you're on the road. You see, failure isn't the opposite of, it's part of the recipe. Nobody climbs to the top without slipping a few times on the way up. In fact, those slips, the mistakes, the wrong turns, the missed chances, they're what teach you how to climb better, stronger, smarter. Success doesn't ask for perfection, it asks for progress. And progress comes with trial and error. You try, you miss. You adjust, you learn. Then you try again, this time with more wisdom, more grit, more understanding. That's how it works. That's the path. The people you admire, the ones who've made it, don't just look at their victory. Look at the failures they overcame to get there. Look at the nights they doubted themselves, the deals that fell through, the plans that collapsed. That's where their strength was built. That's where the foundation of their success was laid. So when you fail, and you will, don't take it personally. Don't call it defeat. Call it feedback. Call it education. Call it a stepping stone. Because every setback has something to teach you, if you're willing to listen. Keep moving forward. Keep learning. Keep failing forward. Because on the road to success, failure isn't the detour, it's part of the map. The most important day in your life is not next week, not next year, it's today. What you do today lays the bricks for your tomorrow. And if you give it everything you've got, even if the results aren't perfect, you've created something valuable, a foundation to build on. You see, success doesn't show up all at once. It's built little by little, effort by effort. Every good habit you strengthen today becomes momentum for tomorrow. Every small discipline, every honest hour of work, every focused decision, it all stacks up. It adds weight to your future. But if you waste today, if you coast through it, if you treat it like it doesn't matter, you show up tomorrow empty-handed. No progress, no growth, no base to build from. You'll be starting from scratch again and again. Give your best effort, not because anyone's watching, not because someone's keeping score, but because your future self is depending on it. The harvest you want in the future is born in the seeds you plant today. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just be intentional. Be consistent. Build a day you can be proud of, and let that day become a step toward a stronger tomorrow. Put in the work now, and later on, you'll be glad you did. Because tomorrow always honors what you did today. Life is full of heavy things, pressure, responsibility, long days, tough choices. Some people get crushed under the weight, while others carry it with strength, even with a sense of purpose. What makes the difference? It's not the size of the load, it's the strength of the why. When you have a powerful reason, something meaningful that drives you, the load doesn't feel as heavy. You might still be tired, you might still struggle, but you won't be easily discouraged. Because your reason fuels your effort. It reminds you why it's worth it. If you're dragging through your days, constantly feeling burned out or frustrated, check your why. If it's weak, everything will feel heavier than it really is. But when your why is strong, when it's tied to something you believe in, something that matters to you, that same workload becomes a mission. The struggle becomes a step forward, not a setback. You need a reason that wakes you up in the morning, a reason that keeps you going when others quit. Whether it's your family, your future, your faith, or your own personal standard, you've got to dig deep and find it. And once you do, hold on to it. Remind yourself of it. Talk about it. Write it down. Because the stronger your why, the lighter the burden. Not because it changed, but because you changed. You got clear. You got connected. And that kind of clarity gives you the strength to carry far more than you ever thought possible. You are the sum of the people you spend the most time with. It's a simple but powerful truth. The energy you surround yourself with can either lift you higher or drag you down. And let me tell you, not all people are created equal when it comes to the impact they have on your life. There are those who drain your fire, the ones who always see the glass half empty, the ones who complain, who criticize, who make you feel small for dreaming big. These are the energy vampires. They take without giving, they discourage without lifting, and their presence leaves you feeling weaker than you were before. They might not always mean harm, but they can slowly wear you down if you let them. But then there are the people who light your fire. These are the ones who see your potential before you do, who encourage you when the road gets tough, who challenge you to be better, to think bigger, to push further. They're the ones who fill you with inspiration, who remind you of the power you have inside, who make you want to be the best version of yourself. They don't just talk about success, they live it. And by being around them, you can't help but catch some of that spark. Now, I'm not saying you should cut people off who aren't always positive. But if you're serious about reaching your goals, about building your life to its highest potential, you've got to be intentional with your time. Protect your energy. Find the people who inspire you, who make you feel stronger, more capable, more driven. Let them be your source of strength. Because the truth is, life is too short to waste energy on those who don't lift you up. So go find those who ignite your passion, who help you grow, and who push you toward the person you're meant to become. When you surround yourself with people who light your fire, you'll realize just how much more you're capable of. Life is filled with setbacks. Some big, some small, but all of them come with the same challenge. What do you do when things don't go as planned? It's easy to feel defeated when you're down, to think that failure is the end of the road, that the obstacle in front of you is too much to overcome. But here's the key. Setbacks are not the end. They're simply setups for something greater, something stronger if you're willing to keep going. Every successful person has faced moments where it felt like all was lost, where the plan didn't work, where the dream seemed out of reach. But what they all have in common is that they didn't quit when they hit a roadblock. They didn't throw in the towel when life knocked them down. Instead, they used that setback as fuel for their comeback. Think of it this way. Every time you face a challenge and choose to keep going, you grow stronger. You learn something you didn't know before. You develop skills you wouldn't have if things had gone perfectly. And when you eventually rise up, you rise higher than you were before. That's the power of a comeback. It's not just about bouncing back to where you were. It's about coming back even better, even more capable, even more determined. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't the absence of setbacks. It's how they handle them. The successful ones stay in the game. They get up after they fall. They keep showing up, keep pushing forward, and keep believing in the bigger picture. So if you're facing a setback right now, remember this. It's not the end of your story. It's part of your journey. Stay in the game. Learn from it. Grow from it. And when you come back, you'll come back stronger, wiser, and more unstoppable than before. In life, setbacks are inevitable. We all encounter moments where things don't go as planned, where our efforts seem to fall short, and where the road ahead appears more difficult than we anticipated. But these moments are not the end. They are part of a greater journey, a process that shapes who we are and who we will become. If we choose to view challenges as opportunities to grow, they transform from barriers into stepping stones, propelling us forward toward our goals. A resilient mindset is not something that is handed to us. It is built over time, through continuous effort and persistence. It is shaped by the way we respond to adversity and how we learn from our mistakes. It is a mindset that doesn't shy away from the struggles, but embraces them as necessary for growth. When we understand that failure is not the opposite of success, but an integral part of the path to it, we can begin to reframe our struggles and approach them with confidence and determination. One of the key aspects of building resilience is deciding to take full responsibility for our actions. It's easy to point fingers, to blame circumstances or other people, but true power lies in taking ownership of our choices. Whether we succeed or fail, we are responsible for our journey, and only by accepting that responsibility can we begin to make the changes necessary for growth. The daily habits we cultivate also play a crucial role in strengthening our mindset. Feeding our minds with positive, empowering thoughts and surrounding ourselves with people who lift us up can have an enormous impact on how we approach life's challenges. Emotional discipline, the ability to control our reactions in the face of difficulty, is another powerful tool in developing resilience. It allows us to maintain focus and perspective when emotions run high and helps us make better decisions under pressure. But perhaps most important of all is the ability to keep moving forward, even when things don't go according to plan. Resilience is not about never facing setbacks. It's about staying in the game, regardless of how many times we fall. It's about getting up, dusting ourselves off, and taking the next step, no matter how difficult it may seem. Each small action we take, each effort we put forth, builds momentum and moves us closer to our goal. And while we cannot always control the external forces in our lives, the wind, the obstacles, the challenges, we can always control our response. We have the power to adjust our sails, to change course when necessary, and to keep moving forward in the direction of our dream. Success is not about avoiding difficulties, but about navigating them with grace, determination, and a belief in our ability to overcome them. When we commit to giving our best effort each day, we lay the foundation for future success. It doesn't matter if the results don't come immediately. What matters is that we continue to invest in ourselves, that we remain focused on the bigger picture, and that we never lose sight of the vision that drives us. The effort we put in today is the building block for tomorrow, and over time it compounds into something greater than we could ever imagine. At the heart of all this is our why. The stronger our why, the easier it is to carry the load, no matter how heavy it may seem. When our reasons for doing something are rooted in something meaningful and deep, the struggles and sacrifices along the way become worth it. It's no longer about simply getting through the tough times. It's about pushing through because we believe in the greater purpose that lies ahead. It is essential, however, to remember that not everyone around us will contribute positively to our journey. We must be mindful of who we allow into our lives, as the people we surround ourselves with have a significant impact on our energy and mindset. Those who drain our fire, who bring negativity and doubt, will only hinder our progress. It is crucial to seek out those who light our fire, who inspire us to be better, and who encourage us to keep going when times are tough. The right people will help us stay focused, motivated, and on track toward our goals. In the end, resilience is not a trait we are born with. It is something we develop through our choices and action. It is forged in the fire of adversity, tempered by our determination to keep going no matter what. And as we continue to face life's challenges, we learn that every setback is not a sign of failure but a setup for a stronger comeback. It is through the trials and tribulations that we are given the opportunity to grow, to become more than we were before. So as you face the obstacles in your own life, remember this: every setback is an invitation to grow. It's an opportunity to build strength, character, and resilience. The key is to stay in the game, to keep moving forward, and to never lose sight of your vision. Success isn't about avoiding challenges. It's about facing them head on with courage, with purpose, and with a belief in yourself and in your ability to overcome anything that comes your way. Keep your focus on the bigger picture. Keep your why strong and clear, and no matter what happens, keep going. Because in the end, it's not the wind that determines where you'll go. It's how you adjust your sails, how you respond, and how you keep pushing forward. The future is built on the efforts you make today, and with each step you are creating a foundation for a stronger, more resilient you. Resilience is the quiet power that propels us forward even when we feel like we have nothing left to give. It's the courage to keep going, to keep fighting, and to keep growing, even when the world seems to be pushing against us. It's not something that happens overnight, but something that is developed over time, through trials, tribulations, and most importantly, through our choice. Each of us faces difficulties at some point in our lives, and how we respond to them will ultimately determine our trajectory. The strongest people in the world aren't those who have never faced challenges. They are the ones who have faced the toughest obstacles and found a way to rise above them. They've learned that failure is not a permanent state but rather a stepping stone on the road to success. The setbacks they've experienced have become lessons, shaping them into individuals who are more capable, more resilient, and more determined to reach their goal. Success is not a straight line. It's a winding road filled with twists, turns, and bumps along the way. The journey to success is never without its challenges, but these challenges are not meant to stop us. They are meant to shape us. Every time we face adversity, we have a choice. We can either let it defeat us, or we can use it as a catalyst for growth. The path to success is paved with failures, mistakes, and setbacks. They are all part of the process, and they all serve a purpose. When we experience a setback, it's easy to feel defeated. We often wonder if we're doing something wrong, if we're on the right path, or if we should just give up altogether. But the truth is, setbacks are not a sign that we're failing. They are simply part of the learning process. They give us the opportunity to assess where we are, to adjust our course if necessary, and to come back stronger. The key is to stay in the game, to keep moving forward, and to embrace the lessons that come with every setback. This is where mindset plays a crucial role. A resilient mindset is one that is focused on the bigger picture. It doesn't get bogged down by the temporary setbacks or disappointments that come along the way. Instead, it sees every challenge as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become better. The more we can reframe our thinking and approach adversity with a sense of curiosity and growth, the more resilient we become. Every time we pick ourselves up after a setback, we are building the mental and emotional muscles we need to face future challenges. Resilience doesn't come from avoiding difficulties. It comes from embracing them, learning from them, and using them as fuel to move forward. The stronger we get at handling setbacks, the stronger we become in all areas of our life. Our journey toward resilience also requires us to take responsibility for our own actions. Life doesn't always go the way we expect, and sometimes things happen that are beyond our control. But what we can control is how we respond to those events. When we take ownership of our responses, our choices, and our mindset, we empower ourselves to shape our future. We stop being victims of our circumstances and become active participants in our own growth. Along with responsibility, consistency is key. It's easy to start something, but it's much harder to keep going when things get tough. The key to building resilience is showing up, day after day, even when you don't feel like it. The consistent effort we put in, even when we're not seeing immediate results, compounds over time. Each day that we push forward, we build momentum. Every small effort adds up, creating a foundation for future success. Eventually, the progress we make becomes undeniable, and the resilience we've developed becomes our greatest strength. Another important aspect of resilience is surrounding ourselves with the right people. The people we spend time with can have a profound impact on our mindset, our attitude, and our ability to persevere. If we're constantly surrounded by negativity, doubt, and pessimism, it's easy to become discouraged. But when we surround ourselves with people who encourage us, who challenge us, and who support us, we begin to see our own potential in a new light. These are the people who light our fire, who remind us of our strength, and who push us to become the best version of ourselves. The energy we invest in others, and the energy others invest in us, can either build or drain us. Being around people who believe in us and in our dreams gives us the confidence to keep going, even when the road gets tough. It's a reminder that we don't have to go through life's challenges alone, that we have a support system to lean on, and that together we are stronger. But it's not just about being surrounded by positive influences. It's also about the influence we have on others. When we model resilience, when we show others what it looks like to rise after a fall, we become a source of inspiration for those around us. Our ability to stay in the game, to keep moving forward, even when things are difficult, can be a beacon of hope for others who are struggling. By sharing our experiences and our strength, we create a ripple effect that helps lift others up, creating a cycle of positivity and growth. Ultimately, resilience is about understanding that the path to success is never easy. It's about accepting that challenges will come, that setbacks are inevitable, and that failure is part of the process. It's about believing in ourselves, even when things aren't going as planned. It's about pushing through the hard times, staying committed to our goals, and using every setback as an opportunity to grow stronger. When we embrace resilience, we stop viewing difficulties as obstacles and start seeing them as opportunities for growth. We stop letting fear and doubt control our actions and start taking proactive steps toward our goals. And in the end, we realize that the true power of resilience is not in avoiding failure, but in learning how to rise stronger every time we fall. The stronger our ability to bounce back, the higher we will climb,
and the more fulfilling our journey will be. The key is not to avoid the setbacks, but to stay in the game, to keep going, and to trust that every setback is simply a setup for a stronger comeback.